Anyone? Okay, a couple of you, good. Most people don't realize the best thing that Rain provides for us, besides being able to see each other's listings, is a system called Domus Analytics. And it's a wonderful system right in your dashboard under products that literally does all the work for you. For some of you who've been in the business a long time, we used to have to download data and put it into spreadsheets to analyze what the median was, what the days on the market were, all of those things. So the fact that they do that for us now is just really fabulous. I posted this morning on my story a snapshot. I just screenshotted the Pocosin statistics and put it out there. It's an easy thing for you to do to include in your social media so that you can show that you are the expert and give people actual data and information. Because what is the number one thing everybody asks us? How's the market? And so it's really great if you can at the beginning of the month, and obviously you can't do it like January 1 for December because those stats take a little bit of time for them to filter through. But usually by the first week in December, or by the first week of the month, you will get the last month's stats. So a couple we're going to be doing and just showing you guys. I broke it up into 3 different groups, and you'll see on the analytical chart, it allows you to do that. It allows you to separate per region. It allows you to separate per city. So we're going to be talking each time I'm up here about the peninsula, which is the 4 cities: Hampton, Newport News, Pocosin, York County; Williamsburg, which is like the greater Williamsburg area, Williamsburg, James City County; and then Southside, which is anything across a bridge or a tunnel. So that's how I broke it up today. So a couple things that I thought were interesting: peninsula stats. The median sales price is $305. Does everybody understand what the difference is between median and average? Yes, okay. So we don't want to talk in averages because averages are highly skewed by very low numbers and very high numbers. The median is what someone can expect to spend in that locality. Okay, so you always want to talk about median. Days on the market is 31, which is 34% higher than in November, a little bit higher, and 6.7% higher than December of last year. So days on market are going up. Something to note when you're talking to a seller about how things are going on the peninsula. This is something I always like to talk about with our clients too, is the list price received. So that says, out of the price they were asking, what did they get? And people are getting approximately 98.5% of their asking price. So giving that to your sellers, if they're in one of those cities, and saying, just so you know, this is about what you're going to get. You can actually break that down into neighborhood as well through the system, and through Rain. So if you need help doing that, I can show you how to do that. And then month supply of inventory down at the bottom right. This says that on the peninsula, 2.3 months it is going to take to absorb all the houses on the market should no new houses come up. Okay, and that's called absorption rate. We kind of talked a lot about that in our recent retreat on the south side. Absorption rate means how long does the market take to absorb the houses that are currently on the market? And it's about 2.3 months, okay? That number is down from November, but up from December of last year. So you'll see here, compared to December 2024, it's up 5.8%. Compared to November, it's down 32%. So I thought that was interesting. Next up is James City County. Yes, James City County and Williamsburg. Median sales price in James City County and Williamsburg is up 19.2% from December of last year. That's a huge, huge number. So I thought that was really crazy. Month supply of inventory here is 2.5%, so very similar to what the peninsula is. Sometimes it's important to know this number here, how many new listings are coming out. If you see this number increasing and you're seeing sales decrease, usually that means that month supply is going to continue to go up. So looking at those numbers and starting to say, wow, we had a lot of new listings coming on the market, but closed sales are going down, that means the market is slowing, right? So your buyers have a little bit more leverage with that. Anything you see is unique on there, Chris? Because I know you work a lot with Williamsburg.
No, it's pretty accurate. There's so much new construction pop up there. The numbers are, of course, higher there.
Yep.
So that's why it reflects here. But I did have one quick question regarding the list price received. is that the net amount, like after closing costs?
No, that is just the purchase
Just
price.
the purchase price?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct, yep. And so that is also 98.9, so right in that, a little bit less than 1, yes.
I don't like that number.
Yeah.
I will do my numbers,
Mhm.
because I think that that's skewed, because some people overprice houses, some people underprice houses, you never know. So I think it's important if you're presenting to a seller, what are your percentages for list price received?
What do you mean, like what you
Like
sell?
my listings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think it depends.
I mean, it's a good idea in general.
It's a good indication of what buyers are expecting.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you sell in a neighborhood and you see that nobody's getting their asking price, it's a good indication of what you think that buyer is going to be expecting. Are they going to come in low?
Yeah.
Or are you going to get 100%? You'll see on the next one. This is Southside. They're at 99.4%. So they're getting pretty darn close to their asking price almost every time. And again, this doesn't include what reductions have been made, things like that, but
Oh, that's true.
It's
it's the
it's
last
the
list
price that it's listed currently is when it goes under
Okay,
contract.
alright, okay.
So-
Yeah, I was thinking of it, yeah, okay.
Yeah. Median sales price over there is $375,000. Again, that is up 2.7% from last year, which is more of a normal appreciation amount annually. The Williamsburg one kind of threw me off. I'm like, man, 19% higher than last year at this time. It's a huge number. Days on the market is 26. So roughly days on the market are about the same across the board. And then months of high inventory again is 2, so about the same. Yes, Paula?
I'm just shocked that there's 2,700 active inventory listings.
Yeah, Southside. I mean, Southside is the biggest region. It's gonna have the most amount of houses. It's gonna, it's gonna be the highest number, really. But the new listings are interesting because there are only 78 new listings. And if you look at,
James City County 70.
oh no, James City County 78. Southside is 1,100, and then
It's a big difference.
Peninsula is 374. So in Pocosin, when I look at how many houses are on the market, not necessarily new houses, but it's a healthy market is in Pocosin is somewhere around 80 to 90 homes on the market. So enough amount of buyers, enough amount of sellers. If you look at that and you see, hey, there's about 80 to 90 homes on the market, that includes detached and attached, it's probably a pretty normal market. We've been under that. We've been closer to like 60 or 70 for a long time, even somewhere down to like 40 at some points. So once we get above that 100 houses on the market, then it's kind of like, oh man, there's a lot on the market right now. So knowing those numbers in the areas that you work allows you to answer the question when you get that question at a party. Like, actually, I just looked at the numbers. There's this many houses on the market right now in Newport News, and that's a really high amount. And we're coming into the spring, so that's going to be absorbed a little bit quicker, right, than in the winter months. The absorption rate or the amount of houses selling are a little bit more. So just kind of knowing those numbers and being able to talk through it is really, really important. This is another stat that I thought was really crazy to look at, and this is all again through RAIN, but it talks about de-stressed versus non-de-stressed residential properties. And what it shows is, this is only resale, so obviously new construction is not included in this, but it shows the price difference and the discount people are getting for a de-stressed versus non-de-stressed property, which is great for investors to know that, right? Like, what should I expect to pay for a de-stressed versus one that's already fixed up? Now, keep in mind, this only includes the information that the listing agents are giving. So you've seen those listings where you're like, you think it's gonna be great, and then you get there and you're like, this whole house needs to be renovated. Well, RAIN doesn't know that. We know that because we've been in the house, but they haven't marked, fixer upper, or they haven't marked for things like that. So I thought that was really good, and it kind of gives you a good breakdown of what that is, and that is only through November, so that didn't include December's timeline. But, any questions about that? All right, and that's all I have today, but we're gonna talk about those every week, and if you need help looking up and digging further down so that you can share that with your group, if you have a neighborhood that you market, you can actually set it up so that you can see in that neighborhood what's happening and send either a mailer out or an email if you have emails, or put it on your social media pages. All right.
And we're gonna talk about it once a month.
Yes.
Every week, but,
Oh,
and if you have any other statistics that you want her to highlight, I'm sure you'd be willing to like
Yeah.
add something else.
Yeah,
If you're like, hey, once a month I'd love to know this, we can add that.
All right. So I always
talk theory and what ifs all day long, but it's really eye-opening and I think very educational to look at like real life case studies about like what's happening in real estate. So if you have not dove into the VAR website, they have tons of them. I pulled 3 today. Depending on time, we'll go through them. Let me see. All right, we're gonna go over this one first. So I'm gonna pass these out. It was a little too much to put on a slide because it's hard to read, especially from people who, like me, who have bad eyesight. Maybe sitting in the back, it's harder to read. All right, so for the purposes of the case studies, VAR has obviously changed all the people's information and the brokerage firm and stuff like that, but they're real life scenarios. So I'm gonna ask for a volunteer. I'm gonna be like a teacher and get some active listeners in here. Who wants to be first to read? Is it good? Paul, I actually had Paula in mind for this. All right, go ahead, Paula.
Okay. This case study is simple. It highlights that a licensee should never sign under any circumstance on behalf of their client unless they have explicit authorization. The situation. Johnny Saint was issued a real estate salesperson license in 2014 and was affiliated with the brokerage firm of Sky Realty LLC. Sellers Joe and Pat Walsh entered into a purchase agreement while represented by Johnny Saint. Saint was, by all accounts, an excellent real estate agent and had never had violations before. The IFF investigation found that Saint had conducted himself properly and held his client's interest through the entire transaction all the way up to settlement, with one exception. Do you want me to keep going?
Anyone else want to read? Go, keep going. Girl, you're doing great.
Saint was under the impression that the seller did not need to sign a brokerage form that was only for buyers, but had a signature block for the seller. Saint, however, wanted a complete file, and because there was a signature line for the seller and the seller did not need to sign for them. And the seller did not need to sign for them. Saint used the signature software's ability to sign in person and did so with the seller's names. The sellers found out after settlement that Saint had signed on their behalf. While the form had absolutely no effect on the purchase contract or anything else regarding the entire transaction, the sellers were still disappointed with Saint's actions. During the IFF investigation, Saint was asked if he did, in fact, have the sellers in person when signing. Saint answered no. Saint was asked if he had asked his sellers either in advance or during when signing on their behalf. Saint answered he had not. The IFF did acknowledge the sellers did not need to sign this form.
Does everyone understand what happened? He wanted a complete file and didn't want to have to go back to his clients and say that he missed a signature, so he signed for them. The result, his license was revoked. Very, very serious. They did not even, like, it says, no prior violations, nothing. But that's definitely a no-no. And I think sometimes they're like, oh, they'll never find out, or whatever this guy thought was gonna happen. And I read somewhere, there's like a little bit more in depth on this. The investigative committee even acknowledged that the sellers didn't even need to sign.
Yeah, it said that.
Yes,
It was not necessary.
it wasn't even necessary. So he went and did an action that wasn't even necessary just because he thought he should, and then got his license revoked. Pretty scary stuff. So, all right.
Great job, Paula.
Yes, I'm a terrible reader, out loud reader, so that's what I'm asking for. All right, let's do. They're not all confused. This is a little bit longer, so we need a couple volunteers for this one. Pass that down. Pass that down.
Carly would actually be a really good teacher.
All right, who wants to volunteer for this one? We can chunk this up into little sections. Thank you, Morgan. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
This case concerns a situation where a listing agent did not disclose certain material adverse facts of which he was aware to potential buyers in a timely manner. The situation, Josh Lyman a Virginia real estate licensee since 2013, was licensed with Bartlett Realty in Rosslyn, Virginia. Bartlett Realty entered into an exclusive listing agreement with Donna Moss to sell her property in Dumfries, Virginia. The agreement specified that Lyman would be the listing agent. Leo McGarry submitted an offer to purchase Moss's house, and that offer was ratified. McGarry was also represented by Bartlett Realty, with designated agent Claudia Craig representing him. The transaction closed. After closing, McGarry filed a complaint against Lyman.
Anyone else want to read?
I'll read.
Thank you.
Prior to listing the subject property, Lyman had been a family friend of Moss. During the listing process, Lyman performed some repair work around Moss's house, including painting sealant over a cinder block wall and other areas. For almost 10 years prior to the listing, Moss had a pest control contract with Hoynes Termite and Pest Services, Hoynes. Hoynes performed a termite inspection at Moss's home in preparation for the sale. This first report indicated no current infestation, but it did indicate that there was evidence of prior treatment at the property. It also stated that there was a pre-existing warranty on the house. Due to a delay in settlement, Hoynes came back out for another inspection. This led to a second report which stated that the existing termite warranty expired soon. It also stated that there were inactive termite shelter tubes in the garage and office, as well as damage inside the laundry room closet. This report was presented to McGarry at settlement. After closing, McGarry discovered the information in the second termite report. He also found evidence that some of the areas that had been painted were in direct vicinity of termite damage and infestation. Lyman claimed throughout the investigation that he had no knowledge of any prior termite infestation. During the subsequent investigation, Moss gave a deposition in which she stated that Lyman was aware of the prior termite damage at her property. Lyman denied knowledge of termite damage or of the existing service contract between Moss and Hoynes.
Who wants to read the result? Go ahead. Awesome, thank you. Aisha.
Oh, Lyman was found in violation of, which states that the representing the seller must disclose in a timely manner to a prospective purchaser all material adverse facts pertaining to the physical condition of the property which are actually known by the licensee. The presiding officer found that the evidence indicated that Lyman was aware of that damage but failed to disclose the presence of it until the second report that was provided to McGarry at settlement. The board fined Lyman $1,100 and placed him on probation for 6 months. He was also required to complete 6 hours of post-license education in contract writing and 3 hours in agency law.
So some of us might think, oh, $1,100, a couple hours of education, but 6 months of probation, 6 months without being able to do your job. And I think that the interesting part about this, and this, it didn't say this in here, but the interesting part is that it says Lyman performed some repair work on the Moss's house, including painting sealant over cinder blocks. So he acted as kind of a contractor and painted over stuff that he said he didn't have evidence of. So that, I think, put him at a little bit more of a risk to not be able to say, I had no knowledge. But it's super interesting when we talk about disclosure, because I've been told a bunch of different things, but usually what they say is that if it's been repaired, you don't have to disclose it.
I don't understand this at all.
Yeah.
If they're inactive, if they were treated, they were inactive, twice was inspected, both times they were inactive, I don't see where there's anything you have to
But if
disclose.
somebody specifically asks you, is there any prior infestation, and you
Well, yes,
know that
that's-
there was
yeah,
prior.
that's where they think
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You have to be
and I think that the fact that they, like on termite and moisture inspections, they usually write if there's evidence. So to me, that's something that really should be disclosed, even if they're not active. So I think it's interesting, but it just proves that like our liability is heavy. You know what I mean? And we have to be careful about what we say and what we don't say, and it's always better to disclose more than less. And if you have a pre-existing relationship, why not go ahead and upload any documents or go ahead and give them that first inspection report. Then you have communicated that information to the other side. and they can take it for what they want. They can use that company or they can use another one, but they've gotten the report that you've already gotten. So it is interesting that the result of that. Go ahead, Paula.
So did they not give him like the initial termite and moisture report then when they got it?
That's my question, because
Right.
it says here they did, and it said, it did indicate that there was evidence of prior treatment at the property, but then there was also a pre-existing warranty on the house, and then when they came back out, now there's damage inside the laundry room closet, garage and office, and the warranty's expiring soon, like, what
Yeah,
is
it did. I don't remember it saying they provided that initial report.
Yeah, and
Right.
it's saying that like the buyer didn't see it until he was at settlement. Like
Right.
you have 14 days to order it, and if they don't order it, you order it. And
Well, that's
like,
only a rain contract.
Oh,
That's
so
not
they
a
don't
rain
want
contract.
I was like, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, this isn't Dumfries. Right.
So do you think had he not did those repairs himself, even though he?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, they mentioned it in here, so I thought it was important. Otherwise, they probably wouldn't have mentioned it.
He had knowledge.
I think,
Yeah.
I think he screwed up by saying he didn't have any knowledge.
Right, that's where you messed up.
That's where he messed up.
Yeah.
Don't pay him high.
Yeah. But even if he lied, then
Why are you painting their cinder block?
Right.
Well, what are you doing?
and if you're painting, they mentioned it for a reason that he painted over the area that's in question.
Because it just makes it appear these
Yeah.
girls.
I just like when people go in, they throw like agents under the house and I'm like,
Yeah.
you're not.
You're putting yourself at risk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Say, get out the crawl space.
Experience with that? Anything like this?
Yeah.
Non-disclosure of termite and moisture. I feel like termite and moisture are so sticky because you can get 3 different companies out and they can say 3 different things. And a lot of times you are wondering like, well, which one do I disclose? Who's right? You know what I mean? So it's an interesting situation.
Nobody ever called John.
Nobody what?
Ever used John Edwards termite pest? I'll come for you.
All right, I'm gonna leave this one with you guys because it's a long read. I'll pass it out, but this one is really important. It's about due diligence with fraud. This one is a property management example, but I thought it was important because there is fraud going on with vacant properties, especially land. And this case study, go ahead.
I had 2 listings posted for rent on Craigslist
Craigslist.
this week.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
This week. They use my pictures, everything is posted for rent, and they start calling and saying they're gonna pay their deposit and rent, and these houses are not for rent.
I had one that I called because they called about one of her listings, and the girl told me that the house we were listing
Sale was
for a good amount of money was on Craigslist for $800 a month.
Yeah.
I was like,
So that is kind of one thing, that's definitely fraud. This case study is related to somebody taking a listing, somebody calling an agent and saying, I have a property that I want you to rent out, or I have a property that I want you to list. And the agent did not do the due diligence to make sure that the person on the phone was actually the seller, and they were held liable because they did not get an ID, meet the person like actually in person. They failed to do the due diligence to make sure that this person actually had the legal right to sell. And that's scary because you get a phone call and you're like, oh yeah, you got land in York County, you want to sell it for $200,000, great. It's on the water, great. But you got to make sure, and sometimes that is something that your attorney's office can help with. You can ask them to do some research on the deed, and then I use. What'd you say?
name on the tax record.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I use Forewarn all the time. I look up the phone number that someone called. It does the name match the name that the person said that who's calling. Go ahead.
I learned that lesson a long time ago to always check the tax record because I had a builder. It was on Talaferro Road. We had a contract on this piece of land on Talaferro Road. We were getting ready to close in I don't know when we were closing. I didn't check the tax records, but he went out to walk the property, and there was a house next door. And the lady comes out and she's like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "I'm walking the property." Well, her ex-husband was trying to sell the property. She didn't have the right to sell the property. And I would have known that had I checked the tax record.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, it was the listing agent's responsibility to know who the hell could sell it.
Right.
But again, that was something would have been easy had I checked
Right.
the tax records.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a call of a property in York County, and it was a guy who said he was in Florida. He sent me a picture of his ID, and I don't know the difference between a Florida ID and what's legal, what's not. I kind of looked at it and I was like, just felt weird. about it. So I looked it up in the MLS and it had fallen through before. So I called the listing agent. The listing agent was like, we got all the way to the closing table with a builder on this property, and come to find out the guy who was selling it is not the actual owner. And that's what this guy was trying to do again. He was trying to get all the way to closing, and someone wired him the funds from the sale. And yeah, so go ahead, Melissa.
I actually, about 6 months ago, got a phone call, and this guy was on the phone, and he's, I'm on my computer, and I'm talking to him, and I'm looking up tax records. He wants to sell his property in Gloucester, he lives in New Jersey, and I'm just like, yeah, okay. So I'm sitting there, I'm looking, and he tells me his name, it matches the tax records. I ask him to send me an ID, and he sends me a Virginia ID, and it looked super legitimate. So I'm just like, alright, I mean, I look at the phone number, and it says, like, maybe, same name. So I'm like, this is pretty legit. And he's like, I found me on Zillow, blah, 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 which just makes sense. So I'm still like, okay, alright. And then I was just like, alright, well, let me do a quick, like, CMA, and then I'll give you a call back. I don't know what told me to go to the lot, right? I went, and I was just like, alright, cool, looking around, and someone was just like, are you that agent trying to sell my lot? And I was like, what? It was a lady who lived 4 houses down. She owned this lot that she was keeping for her kids. Her husband passed, who was the guy.
Right.
She's working on getting everything over to her. And I guess this is like the 4th agent who has come out to look at this lot and with people.
Right.
And she was so mad, and I was just like, okay, well. And I showed her the number, and I showed her the conversation, because it was 30 minutes, and it's an older lady, and I felt awful. And I was like, you need to call somebody, the cops or something, because this is an active thing. Well, I went to call the number back, and it was just like, number not in service. And it was her number. It was her number. She was like, this is my number.
Yeah, there is a way that they can pipe through a different back end and show a different number. They're just getting very, very savvy with these things.
I'm not gonna lie, like 2 days ago, my aunt called me, and she was just like, do you know your number is calling, like spam people are calling from your number? I said, what do you mean? She said, you called, so I answered, and it was this guy talking about like spam. And I was like, are you kidding me? I can't change my number.
Yeah.
You know? So then I'm looking at it, and she said, I got a random text from her, and she's like, what do you mean you can't FaceTime me? And it's like midday. I'm like, huh? And she's like, I tried FaceTiming you, and I got a text message that said, can't FaceTime you. And I was like, what? So somebody's using my number. I don't even know.
That's crazy. But result with this was also some monetary fine, some education, but again, 6 months of probation. Which, for somebody who thought they just did their job and, were innocently moving to closing and, they just didn't do enough research up front to check in on that stuff. So it's scary. Any other questions? Go ahead.
I just want to, when you said like it says maybe, you personally said that, like I could go in my phone right now and make my name Melissa Lamson, and it would come through to you as maybe Melissa Lamson.
Really?
Yeah.
What if
do that yourself?
Only if you say like your name in the text. Like if someone texts me and they're like, "Oh, this is from blah blah blah," like in the text.
No.
If you have your contact
Yeah,
set up.
I have my contact set up that it will automatically tell the people I'm texting. It says maybe Morgan Rayford Realtor.
There is, I thought it was the Apple update, it's a Verizon update that gives that caller ID. Yeah, so I told them I started getting caller ID on, which is weird, it just started happening. I thought it was an Apple update, but it's actually through Verizon, and apparently it's when Wyatt signed up for Disney Plus. Anyways, but if you do this update with Verizon, you get the free Disney Plus login, but then you get call screening, you get emergency dispatch availability. It's like OnStar, I guess. But part of it is that caller ID part, and you can see literally, like yesterday, I told Heather, I was like, why is this dude calling me? Well, really, it was his daughter calling me, and she's on his cell phone bill, and that's why I came across his name. And so, but I don't know how you set it. So I can Google how you set it up if you're interested. But there's an option for you to get the billing name can come across when you're getting calls.
Right. All right. Was this helpful to kind of talk about real world scenarios? I'll pull like 2 or 3, during these monthly pulse work weeks, and we'll just go over, some interesting things that are happening. And then, of course, if you guys have anything that that's related or a case study that you want to bring up, we can do that too. All right. right, so moving on to the listing spotlight and buyer spotlight sections. So this is a new section, and typically as we approach this session of the month, we're gonna ask that you submit an email or text to Amanda Fox the day before the training, just letting us know if you have something that you wanna bring up. Today we're gonna kind of open the floor with it, just in case anybody has anything, but we're gonna want you to come up and talk about 4 things. One, this is for the listings, just a property snapshot. What is the property like? Bedrooms, bathrooms, area, price. What is the game plan for the property? Is it already on the market, or are you putting it on the market in 2 weeks? That sort of thing. The pitch, why you think we should bring our buyers to the property. And then the ask, like, what are you asking for us? Are you asking for you to keep it in mind for future buyers? Or are you asking for feedback? Are you asking for us to maybe go by and check it out in person to see if you have any in-person feedback? What's the ask? All right. Anyone who has something they want to spotlight today, which is fine if you don't. Okay.
I can.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna tell my mom to pitch our, what is it? Village Park.
Yeah. I can pitch anything.
Let's go.
Okay, so the key to giving us the information in advance, which she doesn't have the ability to do at this point, is we will have the photo up here, and we can pull in some photos and kind of create a slide for you. So, yep.
Liv doesn't know I just got an offer from Village Park.
I know. Oh my goodness.
Happy to pitch it.
Sorry, I'm like.
Anyway, we do have a really cute listing in Hampton. It's like a mile from Buckrow Beach. It is like the cutest little beach
Slater?
bungalow.
Slater?
Yeah, Slater.
Okay.
It was a flip. It wasn't a Joe Fortune, but whoever flipped it did a really nice job. These guys have had it for about 5 years. It's 3 beds, 2 baths. It's like $260.
I sent it to 3 people.
It's a great price point.
It's
It was
cute.
snowing and raining the day we shot the pictures, so the pictures might not be the best. I'm actually considering redoing the pictures because it was Christmas time, so
Yeah.
everything's up. It's not now, but it is for that price range for Hampton. And the one thing I found out here lately, like, I don't know if you guys have people buying houses for like Airbnbs. Hampton is a great Airbnb place. I didn't understand that. I was talking to Charles Holloway about it. He says his Hampton Airbnbs do better than any of them.
Well, the city is very Airbnb friendly too.
Well, it is. It's Airbnb friendly, but you know,
Yeah.
people that want to stay in or going to Norfolk, Virginia Beach, or Williamsburg, Hampton is so central. Like, they do really, really well. What else am I supposed to be doing?
What's the address?
Something,
532
Slater.
Slater Avenue.
It's really
Thank
cute.
Something Slater. AC Slater.
That's all I can think of.
I know, me too.
It's cute.
Oh, yeah, I did see that. That was very cute.
It's so cute.
It's so
Hey,
It's
but
really
you know
cute.
what? Is something that we should tell our sellers is that we should pull up the stats. 30 days on market, that's the median time on market on
Yeah,
this.
That's right.
Yeah.
I
Really
like
good
that.
implementation.
Is this still on 30 days? I don't even.
Yes, 30 today.
Maybe, okay.
It's so cute.
It is
It's
just
very
very
cute.
It is everything like that.
Carolyn, you wanna buy another house?
And see, that looks tight. The room is not that small, but it looks tight because the tree and the rug and the angles.
You gotta flip it?
It doesn't
It's already
need to be flipped.
No, the Airbnb part of it.
Oh, yeah, we got
Really
this.
cute.
Hey,
It's really cute. It's got a big backyard, fenced in backyard. It's got a little side deck.
That is so freaking cute.
People who move here from Langley, like that don't have kids, that's the route that they take. They Airbnb a house
Yeah.
while they're looking for a
Yeah.
house.
Also, right next to Buckrow Beach, okay? You can go to the beach.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. What's she say?
What's the feedback you're getting?
Well, so we just haven't had that many showings. We had I had one guy, one agent that said he was writing, actually wrote the offer, sent out for signatures. They called back like a bunch of different questions a week ago, and they just kind of ghosted him. What is it? 264.9.
Yeah, it's really cute.
But yeah, for 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. I mean, it says 1,100 square foot. It's not. It doesn't feel that small. Like the master bedroom's huge. They've got like a big king size bed in there. But it's a doll house. So if you got in that price range, everyone Airbnb, that's what I ask. Consider this cutie.
Awesome.
Mika?
Yep. I can do a listing, it's not a market.
Yes.
Okay.
I have a new listing coming up in about a week and a half in Kill Creek, and it's on Weymouth. It's going to be $445. It's about kitchen has been remodeled, bathroom has been remodeled, they're painting the entire thing. Backyard is really nice, small lot, typical about Kiln Creek, that area, but really pretty landscape. She was very much into flowers and, you know, it looks really good. It's not gonna look great right now because it's winter, but in the spring, somebody will be really pleasantly surprised by all the beautiful shrubberies and things that are gonna come out. So, 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, 2,300 square feet, 445. So 2
Is that
stories.
Newport News side of Kiln Creek?
It is Newport News. Yeah.
What
Yep.
neighborhood?
Weymouth is the neighborhood kind of in the back side behind the shopping center on the Jefferson side. So real great house. So just consider.
Is that Ivystone?
No, the neighborhood. I should know this.
Carlin, you had a listing there.
It's
I know what it is.
Yeah,
It's,
Westgate.
yeah, it's West
No,
Point.
it's not Westgate condos.
On Waveland?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Is it Timber,
What the hell? W-Y-E.
Lake Cambridge.
Lake Cambridge.
Okay.
Lake Cambridge.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, the one on the side by the airport.
This is not the listing.
No.
I just pulled it up.
That's right.
Those are big houses. They
Yeah,
just
they're
laid
great.
out.
Yeah, great house, great open floor plan kitchen. They have a nice little front room that can be used as an office or like a formal living room. They use it as like an office / pub right now, so it's gonna be vacant and staged. It's gonna look really nice. So if you want to do an open house there, just let me know. I'll get you the dates when it's on the market.
Cool.
Okay, so we'll move on to buyers. You can come on up, Carlin.
Oh, thank you.
So again, for buyers, same kind of thing. So we're gonna look at the property snapshot. Oh, this is search criteria. That's okay.
Oh, I did it wrong.
I need a Canterbury model in Rainbrook Villas.
Oh, very
Wait, what?
Yes. The Canterbury is the one with the 2 bedrooms and the sun porch.
Okay.
So I need
And the
Canterbury only in Rainbrook Villas. And it has an office, yes.
That is so.
Okay, so tell me again what is.
It's the 2 bedroom with the office, and then it has the sunroom.
3 bedrooms.
Yes.
Yeah, they call it a
They
three
call
bedroom.
it 3 bedrooms.
It's not.
It's not 3 bedroom, but it's the 2
It's the
en
two
suites with the office and it has a
sunroom.
sunroom.
Okay, I'm blanking, I'm so sorry, where's Rainbrook Village?
Behind Pelican Snowballs.
Like
behind
that.
it.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
That villas right
What,
there.
what price point?
They can pay whatever they want. That's
Just
what they
give us
want
one.
in the neighborhood they want. If you can find it that they have a really cute house in Buttercup Meadows, it's ready to go. But they want to move in first and then sell their house.
Buttercup Meadows, Rainbrook Villas, take your pick.
Okay. I need the Rainbrook first.
I think I know somebody.
Okay.
Just really quick on the buyer side, we're same kind of thing, but we're talking about search criteria. Again, like what are they looking for? What price point are they in? Game plan would be like, do they have the house to sell? Do they not have the house to sell? And then the pitch is like they're ready to go, they're pre-approved, or they're cash buyers, can spend whatever they want. And then the ask, like, send me whatever you have
I
that's
think
coming
this is
up.
so good because it also gives us excuses. So like if I have any clients
Yeah.
that ever sold a house in Rainbow Villas, it gives me an excuse to call them. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I've got an agent in my office looking for something in Rainbow.
Yeah.
Who do you know think about moving?
Yeah,
Good job.
and like, if you have a seller who's like, why isn't the house selling? Be like, I don't know, but we have a spotlight coming up, I'm gonna pitch it in front of the whole office and see if anybody has any buyers. Like a live pitch in front of, 20 to 30 agents.
Can I do one more?
Yes.
Okay. I have a cash buyer.
You gotta stand up. You gotta stand up.
Oh,
Yeah. Not because if you need practice, I was seeing.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen. I need 1 level living, York County, with 3-car garage.
Oh, wow.
Okay, sit back down.
Or
The price point is 200.
It's not at 1.5. So if you have something that has the land that they can build the 3rd or 4th garage, they can.
Do they want Pocosin? I can get my in-laws to move.
No, they don't. They only want York County. But they need at least a 3-car or the ability to add a 3rd or 4th car garage. There's plenty of cash.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yikes.
Can I just do one?
Yeah.
Okay, I have a buyer. He's been looking for over a year. He's very picky, but I know a lot of you list waterfront properties. He could probably go to like 2.5 million. He wants to stay like low 1 if possible. He really thought about Darden, but the master bedroom and master like closet and bathroom are just like too small. So like everything that I show him, he wants like a really big master bedroom with a really big closet and a really nice bathroom. And then he also needs deep water. He's not picky like Hampton, Pocosin, deep water that's accessible, like not that, because his boat won't go under a lot of the bridges. So there's been a couple like good ones, but he can't get out. So with his boat, but yeah, if anyone knows anything, I know.
What did you say price point was?
Like low 1s is what he would like to stay under. I would say like maybe 1.2, 1.3 or below. So
I have a question. So if you were showing him, so he really liked one, but it was the master,
yeah, Bubba's
primary
listing.
ensuite. Was it under his budget?
It doesn't sound like he wants to do any work.
Like,
no,
you
yeah,
see
no.
what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
I'm
was a
just
little
trying
bit
to get
higher than
to.
budget.
He
yeah.
he can afford to do work. He doesn't want like a full flip. He used to be a real
So he
estate
is
investor. He's very picky.
Because you said he
Very.
wasn't picky.
No,
No, shit, he is.
Oh, he is. Oh, okay. I was like, am I?
You're saying that he's
That's
not
right.
working on location.
On the
Yeah,
city.
no, the
Oh,
location. Yeah, like
yeah.
York County,
Oh,
Hampton,
location.
Pocosin.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah,
I got you.
yeah.
Darden, what have been deep enough for him, I don't think.
Well, but he loved the like big piece of property, so I
Yeah.
think he would have settled for that.
Mhm.
But we had someone look at the master like you were primary, and there wasn't like you couldn't do anything with it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, she
Well, yeah.
got that.
But maybe like something that had ability to do it a master edition on the back or an ensuite edition.
yeah,
put
or
money
like
if it was,
if
like,
you could like tear a
below
wall,
it.
you don't want to do like major work, but like if you could have torn a wall out, so like where that
Minor.
fake fireplace is, if you could have like torn that wall out and like expanded, it might have worked. But
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
Maybe this is just manifestation.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
right.
right.
hope
Yeah.
so. Every time he calls me, I'm like, oh, here we go.
And like, and sometimes
Take it and run with it. It's $1 million.
Yeah, no, I know.
with like what Lee was saying, but sometimes you can be like, I actually do have somebody that has that house, but I need to find out what their timeline is. For
Yeah,
it. You know what I mean? Like I have clients that live right across the street from here, and I know that as soon as X happens, they're gonna list their house, but they're not ready yet. So you know.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna wrap up with Brooke. She's gonna give us a tech tip every week that we do a monthly poll. She's gonna end with a tech tip for us. So, get away.
So on Instagram, they have two different, you can tag or collaborate. I just want to kind of break down both. So tagging is your normal tag Remax Connect VA, and it will pop up under our tag tab. Whereas collaborate is going to actually post in our feed and yours. So we'll share likes, comments, views. My followers will see it, your followers will see it. I always recommend collaboration, always on like video walk tour. Lee's really good at always collaborating with our page. If you do a community post or local event post, always collaborate with us. And then like for tags, I always say like just sold, your wins, kind of differentiate both of them. But yeah, I always say always tag and then collaborate. I've had some agents collaborate and I don't post it. It's not because I don't want to post your stuff. It just depends on what's being posted that day, but also the content, if it makes sense to be on a
It's a
Remax
little edgy, they don't
office.
like that.
Huh?
That is true.
And it does come down to sometimes the quality, but not because you're not doing good. It just doesn't match what's being posted
Not
that
the
day.
vibe.
It doesn't match your aesthetic.
And that's why I always say like collaborate is always great for videos because people love seeing you guys in the field selling homes.
Should
Or
you
if you're at an
tag
event,
and collaborate?
yeah, do both.
Okay.
You can always do both.
Yeah, I usually do one.
And if you don't do either, it's much harder for us to show
Define
our stories.
And find it, because the algorithm, if you see it once, then you X out of the app and come back into it.
Yeah.
I'm never gonna find this.
So you
Yeah.
gotta do
Yeah.
one or the other if we're
So
gonna see it.
Yeah.
if you tag someone, can they if you tag someone, because that was one of the feedbacks I gave on the survey,
Mhm.
actually,
Oh.
was I felt like there was the same people on that I was seeing, and I
Mhm.
was like, I know I've done like 8 or 9 videos, and I didn't see any last year on your feed,
Yep.
so that was my,
So maybe
you
were
know,
you
no hard
collabor-
feelings, but
No. Were
you
you
know,
collaborating?
Or
no,
tagging.
I tagged, that's why I'm asking
Yeah, so
now.
do collaborations and then I can actually post it in our feed.
Okay.
Because
okay.
tag, I only can just repost it to a story and in 24 hours it's gonna be gone.
Yeah.
But they do have a new feature on Instagram where you can like repost onto the
Yes.
profile. I mean, you'll see it if someone goes to Remax Connect, goes to our repost tab, that's
They
where
have to
we'll see
actually
it.
click over, they will see
Yes.
our main one.
Whereas if we collaborate, go to Remax Connect, your video is gonna pop out right there on our main feed. That makes sense.
Does that answer your question? Yeah. Okay. Anyone have any other questions about that?
And if I forget to, if you think you wanted to be collabs, always just message me, because sometimes I don't see it or I'll see it, then forget to accept it or repost it or.
Do you, like, should we just always invite you to collab and you can make that
Yep,
choice?
yes.
Okay.
I have a lot of our agents do that.
Yeah.
We'll just do both.
Oh, well, yesterday, whatever day it was, I posted something and I was like, oh, I should invite Remax Connect to collab. And I was like, nah, they're not gonna want this on the page. And all I did was tag Brooke, or tag the page, and then Brooke reposted it. And I was like, well, shoot, I should have collabed.
Well, and Instagram has so many features now where you can repost story, repost on your feed, collaborate. Facebook's a little bit tougher because you can't really, I would have to go into Facebook feed and share it. Which I'm gonna be better at doing that on Facebook just because there is a different demographic on Facebook rather than Instagram. But yeah, for Instagram specifically, always tag and collaborate.
Thanks everyone's content this year.
All right, that's it for today. So I hope you guys like the new monthly pulse format. We'll do this once a month, and then rotate through the other topics that we talked about. And Jillian, what time is lunch?